Alright, your next comic coming to the stage, you may have seen her in the movie Bad Grandpa. Give it up for the very funny Miss Madison Davis, everybody!
I just dyed my hair blonde, and I don't know if I'm having more fun, but I do know that I'm having a harder time not looking like what would happen if Siegfried and Roy had a baby with one of their tigers. I don't like the phrase, I lost my virginity, because it implies that I just misplaced it. And I know exactly where I put my virginity. I broke my hymen playing basketball. It was exactly how I wanted it to happen, though. It was an alley-oop pass off of the glass. It was really cool. I didn't slip and sweat or anything, so. I have had a really weird time getting hit on now. Like, I was out on a Saturday night and this guy came up to me wearing Under Armour. I was like, I don't know if he's here to pick up chicks or pick up weights. Either way, they're both objects to him. Just one of them he doesn't have to wipe down when he's done using it. This guy gave me a note and he was like, I was too afraid to talk to you. And he left me his number. And I don't know how that works for him because my first thought was, if you're too afraid to talk to me, I bet you're way too afraid to go down on me. And then an old man came up to me and he was like, why don't you smile? Because I don't want to give you the wrong impression. And then he was like, I can tell that you're being a bitch to me, but you're so pretty that I can't help but talk to you, so at least you have that going for you. Which proves to me that some people just have to die before things can change. My friend is a really big, avid coconut water drinker. It's supposed to be like really good for you, but I can't. It just tastes like cum to me. And my friend was like, "How do you know what cum tastes like?" Because I like clean towels. A lot of women think it's taboo to even talk about masturbation. I don't get it. Who wants to be bored while they're driving their car? I was driving and I thought that I was getting stuck behind a short bus. And I got up really close and I realized that it was a yellow Hummer. And I was like, same thing. I really do hate SUVs though, like save the environment. That's on the back burner. What really gets my goat is that fast food windows are getting made higher now. Pro tip, if you drive a regular sized car, they can now tell when you're not wearing pants. I got extra tacos at Taco Bell. I ate so many tacos that I also ate a salad. I was in the mall and I realized that they're calling the plus-sized section today's women, which is a lot like giving up. But I noticed that they didn't have a yesterday's women's section, so right now I'm wearing husky toddler size. I'm actually not on birth control because I still take the child's dosage of Tylenol. So until they make a child's dosage of birth control, which is crazy that they don't have that already, because aren't we on season 5 of Teen Mom? That's not good. So until then, my only form of birth control is leaving my super hot laptop on my ovaries for hours on end. It's like I'm not making babies, I'm making omelets. Did you know in the US alone, at least one child kills their parent a day? I bet if we called abortion self-defense, more Americans would be for it. I was talking about my Mimi at a party, because I party pretty hard. And someone was like, "What's a Mimi?" I was like, "Oh, it's my grandma." And they're like, "Oh, I only have a grandma and a great-grandma." And I was like, "Is your great-grandma way older, or is she just a better grandma?" I wish that the Olympics were all year long, because it's the only time that my grandparents aren't racist. I'm a pretty classy lady, and as a classy lady, you know what I say? When the going gets tough, faint. My acting reel is really just me saying, "Don't please," wearing a bunch of different outfits. I'm a waitress, and it has helped me figure out exactly why I hate everybody. Sunday mornings are the worst. I'll get there and they'll be like, "You have a 28 top," and they're all dressed really nicely. And I'm like, "Didn't you guys have this meeting earlier? Even Jesus only rolled with 12. And then it'll be time for the tip. And this is coming from a people who only tip their Lord and Savior 10%. That's a tight joke. So by the time it gets to me, it's just pamphlets about my eternal salvation. I'll get my tip in the afterlife. They hope. Which is bullshit, because I believe in diabetes, but I didn't give them any pamphlets about that while I was refilling their child's Diet Coke for the 3rd time. I forgot about Easter this year, and I was driving past a church, and there was a guy tied up to the cross, and I pulled over. I was gonna help him. "What sick fuck did this to you?" And he was like, "I volunteered for it." So I did the only thing that I could do. I flashed him until he got a boner and drove off. I've been trying to quit smoking recently, and I realized that I use the same method that I use when I break up with a boyfriend. I convince myself that it's gross, and I stop putting it in my mouth. And it works until I get drunk. In my emails, I get a lot of information about penis enlargement, but I get zero information about vagina shrinking. Do you think if a woman drives a Mini Cooper, she is compensating for something? I was at a really lame bar. There was a guy in the corner motorboating his girlfriend to one of the 3 Weezer songs that he knows. And the girls at the bar were actually using the bar conversation starters. And one of them was like, "So, if you could live in any decade, what would it be?" And the other girl was like, oh, the 1920s for sure. So I slapped her in the face and told her to shut her whore mouth. All right, thank you guys.